Sick. Welcome back to Wave React.
Today we're listening to an album that you guys have requested a lot.
A lot.
A lot. I've been listening to it for a couple weeks now, and it did not disappoint. I'm here today to show Ryan Stick Season by Noah Kahan.
And now that Stick Season has officially started.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
So fitting for the...
2 years late, but...
Yes. So this first one is called Northern Attitude.
Little mandolin.
Breathing in, breathing out. How you been? You settled down. You feeling right? You feeling proud? How are your kids? Where are they now? You build a boat. You build a life. You lose your friends. You lose your wife. You settle in to routine. Where are you? Does it mean?
I love that part.
Yeah.
Definitely like the perfect intro.
If I get too close and I'm not how you hoped, forget my northern attitude. Oh, I was raised out in the cold.
Love that guitar after each lyric.
Nice energy.
So cool.
Forget my northern attitude. Oh, I was raised on little light. You're getting lost, you're getting high, all alone, late in life, scared to live, scared to die. You build a boat, you build a life, you lose your kids.
Interesting lyric structure.
You settle down,
Neat.
feeling lost, you're getting stoned, then kicking it off.
Subtle accents with the instruments.
We'll hear like that yelling. It's like a 1, 2.
Feel that build.
If the sun don't rise till the summertime, forget my northern attitude. Oh, I was raised on little life.
A lot of layered vocals there.
So tasty.
If you get too close and I'm not how you hoped, forgive my northern attitude. Oh, I was raised on little light.
Is that one of the singles from this?
I believe it is a single.
I feel like I've
So
heard that.
it's-
Is that the
yeah.
one they played at Benson Boone before he came out?
No, it was Stick Season. And the crowd went wild.
Yeah. It was like the lead in to his show. Like that's the last song he played.
It was
right?
played twice, and
Yeah.
both times the crowd sang along
Yeah.
every lyric, every word loudly
Yeah, that was
above
cool.
any of the other songs played there. It
Yeah.
was cool.
Definitely a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Like you said, it was a good intro to what I guess is a similar sounding kind of folk album.
Yes, very folk, which is a much different sound than what he's done. This is his
Oh,
third
really?
studio album, and his first two were very pop centric. So this is a different sound for him. He said that he was inspired by like Mumford and Sons, Bon
Good to hear
Iver,
that.
Cat Stevens, James Blake.
I mean, I think that's key as an artist. is
Yeah.
you
I
need to
mean, he
make
said he was just kind of burnt out making that.
need to make it for yourself and not worry about making it for other people.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard though also when you're under pressures from the
Totally.
label
I'm not saying
to let them experiment, which I think is a common theme on a lot of artists lately. It seems like labels are opening up a little and letting them make music that's true to them versus them pressuring them to create a certain sound.
Yeah, which is cool.
He worked with Gabe Simon on this album, and that mandolin in the beginning is Gabe Simon, and also I think most of the instruments, if not all of the instruments. I know the guitar was Noah, who's played guitar since he was a kid. And the lyrics were freestyled in the studio.
That's cool. Kind of makes sense with the structure of the lyrics. Like, it's
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
could
just
be,
kind of
yeah.
one-liners over and over, but I like that.
And I like the premise of the song, kind of blaming his pessimistic attitude on where he grew up. There's
like
bouts of loneliness, and especially during a time like stick season.
Cold, depressing,
dreary. So I think that's a common theme with this album, which leads us into the next song, Stick Season.
Okay. See, I have heard this.
As you promised me that I was more than all the miles combined, you must have had yourself a change of heart like halfway through the drive. Now I am stuck between my anger and the blame that I can't face, and I am terrified of weather, cause I see you when it rains. Doc told me to travel, but there's COVID on the planes. And I love Vermont, but it's the season of the sticks. And I saw your mom, she forgot that I existed. And it's half my fault, but I just like to play the victim. I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas. And I'll dream each night of some version of you that I might not have, but I
love that accelerated strumming of the guitar.
And it's nice because it's panned. If you listen closely, the guitar in the right ear and left ear is a little bit different.
I didn't notice that. That's cool.
So I thought that if I piled something good and all my bad, that I could cancel out the darkness I inherited from Dad. No, I am no longer funny, cause I miss the way you laugh. You once called me forever, now you still can't call me back. And I love Vermont,
Forever, I wonder if that's why I named the deluxe ones Forever.
Good catch.
It's half my fault, but I just like to play the victim. I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas, and I'll dream each night of some version of you that I might not have, but I did not lose. Now you're tire tracks and one pair of shoes, and I'm split in half, but that'll have to do.
Such a good song.
Yep. It's just interesting. Like we said at the Benson Boone concert, like it was like everybody knew every word. Like
every word.
I think because like the lyrics are so emphasized there, it's just literally that guitar behind it, and then there's periods where there is no guitar. It's just him singing, you know.
Yes.
And I guess a banjo came in there. Is that it?
Yeah, I think I heard banjo. That was nice.
Yep.
Yes, very folk sounding. He said writing this song, he was a little worried about making it so Vermont specific, mentioning stick season, which is a common term used there, which represents the period kind of between Halloween and Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Like whenever you're up north, like it is shorter days.
Shorter days for sure. And the sun's just constantly behind the clouds when it is daytime. Yeah, he was worried about writing a song specifically about that, but so many people have responded so well to it that I think it's relatable, even though he's talking about a term very specific to his hometown.
Right. And I mean, it's one of those things where maybe people didn't know about it, and now they do, and they learn from this song, so
and I think
they connect with it.
Also represents a period of transition, you know, as the seasons are changing.
Yeah.
And he said something about that. He said, you don't notice growth or change until later. I feel like that it's hard to notice when it's happening.
Totally.
And he kind of feels like he's in a stick season right now in his life, a period of transition.
Okay. Yeah,
I
totally
love that, like that really fast-paced guitar strumming. It just like it feels so good.
Yep, it was nice, and like you said, Mumford and Sons, like that's I definitely hear that.
Yeah,
really nice.
The next one is called "All My Love."
How have things been, well, love, now that you mention it? My folks still talk, they speak in these two words sentences. I'm saying too much, but you know how it gets out here.
Yeah. I never noticed that before.
What I'd give to have you out from me.
Very subtle.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. Some type of percussion.
Leather in your car feels. We once sang retrograde. We shake the frame of your car. Now I know your name. With all you are, it's all okay. There ain't a drop of bad blood. It's all my love. You got all my love.
Like those percussion hits with that.
Mm-hmm.
The pills and the dogs. You need me, dear. I'm the same as I was. It's all okay. There ain't a drop of bad blood. It's all my love. You got all my love, and it's still out here. There ain't a drop of bad blood. It's all my love. You got all my love. You got all my love. You got all my love.
Do we got more banjo?
You got
There's like, yeah, all kinds of layering of guitar. and
Very bluegrass
banjo.
sounding.
Yeah. Nice. I like the visuals that painted of
Mm-hmm.
the date and everything.
Very specific details.
Yeah.
It makes it more personal to the artist. It kind of, it's like a window into their
Mhm.
life a little bit. I
Totally.
like the contrast between the verses and the chorus on this one, whereas the verses were very down tempo and then the chorus was
Yeah.
faster. But even in the verses, there was still like a fast guitar strumming,
Yeah,
just
keeping
very
that
subtle in the background,
energy
keeping
going.
the energy going. Yes, I like that a lot. Makes it more dynamic.
Totally. There was a quoted thing, retrograde, in the song, and I was trying to figure out what that reference. I didn't know if that was referencing another song, because he said, I sang retrograde.
Yeah,
Take
it's
the
got to
frame of your
be
car.
a song because it's in quotations. Oh, I sang retrograde. We'd shake the frame of your car. So I'm guessing things were getting wild.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just
Definitely
they were
seems like it.
dancing so hard or if it
Uh,
was something a little more PG-13.
E.g. R-rated, I think. Yeah. Interesting.
It's definitely about a past relationship, I guess, saying there's no bad blood between them.
Yeah.
He still cares about this person, would still do anything for them almost, even though they're not together anymore.
Yeah, I caught that Taylor Swift reference. Bad blood.
But in the beginning, it seems like they're catching up after having some time away. He says, my folks still talk, but they speak in these 2-word sentences. And I'm assuming that's in reference to his parents getting a divorce,
Mm-hmm.
which I forgot to mention. The first song, he says, was inspired by that. So the next one is called She Calls Me Back.
Oh, there was heaven in your eyes. I was not baptized. Everything's alright when
Good vocal
she
production here.
calls me back, she calls me back. Lost for a long time. 2 parallel lines. Everything's alright when she calls me back, she calls me back. Look at me and don't you lie. I could be your sacrifice. There's a bite at your edges. Do you lie awake restless? Why am I so obsessive? Hanging on to every sentence. This town's the same as you left it. Your page was blank, but I read it. I
Organ there.
violate 229931667. Oh, there was heaven in your eyes.
It's guitar there.
I was not baptized. Everything's alright when she calls me back. She calls me back.
Definitely leans more like pop rock.
Yeah, this definitely has more of a pop feel. I think the drums add to that sound. Then I feel like that guitar is very Western sounding.
Always taunting
a full phone number.
Everything's alright when she calls me back. She calls me back.
I like that.
She calls me back.
Nice reverb on that guitar.
The pain I should have saved, though I was too afraid of living life in your footsteps. Living life in your footsteps. Living life in your footsteps. Still she calls me back. Still she calls me.
So she calling back?
She still calls, but they're not together.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I mean, the lyrics, 2 parallel lines, so they've never intertwined. But still, is some peace of mind when she calls him back. I think he's coming to the realization that they'll never be together, but
It's nice to know he's wanted.
yeah. Obviously still contemplates on it and still cares about this person.
What might have been, you know.
Right.
I like that. I like
Definitely-
the pop vibes of
Yeah,
that.
definitely a little bit of a different sound than the first 3.
Since you said his previous work was more pop leaning, I'd be interested to hear how this song compares to some of that stuff.
Sure. Yeah, same. The next one is called Come Over.
Losing your interest, and I turn a profit each time that we speak. Don't you know there's a coffin buried under the garden? Was there when we got here, be there when we leave. And my house was designed to kinda look like it's crying. The eyes are the windows, the garage is the mouse. When they mention the sad
Seen houses
kid
like that.
in the sad house on Ball Street, you won't have to guess who they're speaking about. Come over.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Come over. I'm in the process of clearing out cobwebs. I was taking the wrong meds. Feels good to be sad, and my house is just barely big enough for my family, but it feels like a fortress when the weather gets bad. And my mouth was designed for my foot to fit in it. Oh, the words, they went missing when the stock market crashed and the Dow Jones keeps falling. But I promise you, darling, with the view in the morning, you won't ever go back. Come over.
Wow.
Come over.
Beautiful.
I know that it ain't much. I know that it ain't cool. Oh, you don't have to tell the other kids at school. Someday I'm gonna be somebody people want. But I'm in the business of losing your interest, and I turn a profit each time that we speak. Don't you know there's a coffin buried under the garden? Was there when we got here, we'll be there when we leave.
I'm interested to know what he means by those last lines there.
Yeah, this whole song is kind of a mystery to me. I figure it's about some sort of loss, but I'm not entirely sure what some of these lyrics mean. But speaking to the sound, that come over part,
Yeah, beautiful.
how just 2
Vocals.
words, usually in a song where it's just 2 words in a chorus over and over again, there's all these other things going on that kind of make that really dynamic, like things with synths and beats. And it's really, I think, just a guitar strumming, but the way he delivers those lyrics just makes it so enticing. I
his
really love that
vocals
part.
really like sail there. And there's like a part
Yes.
where it almost breaks. Like it's the second time he says "come over." I noticed like there's like a part right before he goes high. It's like
Yeah.
almost breaks there.
Like to make just those two words sound good over and over again, it's so incredible.
Yeah, really cool.
I love that.
Do like these lines here because it did make me think of like, escaping the big city to be kind of in the country, with this whole line about, and the Dow Jones keeps falling, I promise you, darling, with the view in the morning, you won't ever want to go back. Like, that to me was like, hey, come out here to the country with me and just enjoy nature and life and let all that stress and trouble behind. So I caught that.
A common theme with this album is like a love-hate relationship with his hometown. Like there are things that he really gets comfort from, but there are also things that just make him want to leave and never come back.
I mean, no place is perfect.
Right.
Everywhere's got pros and cons. That was really beautifully done.
I agree. It's much slower and quieter than the first set of songs that we have heard. So it was a nice change of pace for the album.
Also that line about, go up a little bit, about the foot. My mouth was designed for my foot to fit in it.
Yeah, that made me
that.
chuckle too.
That was a good one.
The next one is New Perspective.
Silence is making me nostalgic. 2 sizes big, a shirt in my apartment. Oh, we were kids, but that don't make this less hard. Liberal rednecks get drunk on a dirt road. Attention deficit kids in their gym clothes. Paper bags drift wherever the wind blows. Mine's full of receipts. Ooh, this town's for the record now. The intersection got a target, and they're calling it downtown. You and all of your new perspective now. Wish I could shut it in a closet and drag you back down.
That's nice.
Nice tone on that electric guitar.
Agree.
Gave me your word and now I can't pronounce it. No thing so sure that I can't learn to doubt it. Now the state bird, it sings our song, so how to keep. Liberal rednecks get drunk on a dirt road. Attention deficit kids in their gym clothes. Paper bags drift wherever the wind blows. And mine's full of receipts. Ooh, this town's for the record now. The intersection got a target, and they're calling it downtown. Perspective now. Wish I could shut it in a closet and drag you back down. And drag you back down.
Sounds so good.
I think sonic-wise, I think that's my favorite so far. A lot of
There
cool
was
stuff.
a section where he was singing the lyrics rather quickly, and it almost reminded me a little bit of Ed Sheeran, the way he delivered some of the lines. But like some of the lyrics were sang very slowly, some were sang very fast. I liked that change up throughout the song.
I was getting the sense of like the new perspective, like he doesn't want the change to happen.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want the new perspective.
Yeah, he's kind of mourning the changing nature of his hometown.
Yeah.
For sure. A little internal conflict between kind of accepting the forward motion and wanting things to stay the same.
Yep, I get that. Like the references to Target at the intersection.
Yeah, and they're calling it downtown. It's comical.
Yeah.
I like how the instruments fill the space between the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
It's done really nicely with this album. I give credit to Gabe Simon on that one. I feel like he's responsible for a lot of the instruments.
So it seems like all these are just Noah and Simon.
Yeah, I think there may be a few additional credits here and there, but it's mostly them working together.
You said Bon Iver was one of the inspirations. I've been wanting to bring his self-titled album because I don't think you've heard it.
No.
You may have heard a few songs from
You played it for a while at the house.
Yeah.
So a lot of it will be familiar, but it's not like I've sat and listened to it top to bottom.
But I do pick up at least some of like the guitar playing and stuff. It's definitely reminiscent of that.
I feel like as we get further into this album, you'll notice it even more. Okay. There's some songs and I'm like, wow, you can tell that he was an influence.
Really cool.
The next one's called Everywhere, Everything.
Thing of COVID now.
Trust everyone we meet. We didn't know that the sun was collapsing till the seas rose and the buildings came crashing. We cried,
Love the symbols emphasizing those lines.
Yep, I was just going to call that out. Really cool hook.
Drive slowly, I know every route in this county. Maybe that ain't such a bad thing. I'll tell you where not to speed. We didn't know that the sun was collapsing till the seas rose in the
I like guitar with that.
came crashing. We cried, everywhere, everything. Wanna love you to prefer for the worms to eat till our fingers decompose. Keep our hand in
Oh yeah.
It's nice.
everywhere, everything. I wanna love you to a food for the worms to eat till our fingers decompose. I'll keep my hand in yours.
Yeah, it's a nice love song.
We were talking about the instruments along with the lyrics. I feel like the instruments are so well synced up with the lyrics.
Yep. Yeah, my favorite part is when it's the O's right before the hook and then it goes into that big hook with the percussion going with it. It's nice.
It's so unexpected.
Right.
Because it starts out so soft and quiet, and then that happens and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I bet that one rocks in concert.
Oh, for sure. The next one's called Orange Juice.
Honey, come over. The party's gone slower, and no one will tempt you. We know you got sober. There's orange juice in the kitchen, bought for the children. It's yours if you want it. We're just glad you could visit. And you said,
Ooh.
I love those ums.
and you said, you said my heart has changed and my soul has changed in my heart, that my face has changed and I haven't drank in 6 months on the dot. See the graves as you pass through from our crash back in '02, but it made you a stranger and filled you with anger. Now I'm third in the line.
So good.
To you, Lord and your Savior, that I didn't think to ask you where you'd gone. So why'd you go? You said,
Love that build up.
Mm-hmm.
you said my heart has changed and my soul has changed in my heart, that the world has changed. Don't you find it strange that you just went ahead and carried on? And you know I'd say the last time I drank I was face down, passed out there in your lawn. And we all just close to you now. Are we all just pulling you down? You didn't put those bones in the ground. Honey, come over. The party's gone slower, and no one will tempt you. We know you got sober. There's orange juice in the kitchen, bought for the children. It's yours if you want it. We're just glad you could visit.
Nice. Beautiful song about sobriety and how it can impact friendships and
Most
kind of
definitely.
make you feel guilty sometimes, I'm sure. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like from Noah's perspective a little bit. Like, we carried on still drinking, and now you feel like you can't come around, maybe, is what I kind
Yeah.
of gather.
Songs sang from two perspectives here.
Okay.
We have Noah in the beginning talking to his friend, and then it changes pace a little bit. The song gets a little faster, and that's when you hear the friend
Yeah.
speaking back to him, and those lyrics are kind of in quotation saying, he said this back to me.
Right. Or I was a little confused about, so it seemed like there was a car crash, which
Yeah.
led him to that.
And this could be a fictional story altogether.
I think it's relatable because I feel like everybody goes through that at some point, whether you're the person getting sober or you got the friend that's getting sober, and how it impacts both
Mhm.
of you.
I like it seems the person's found faith,
Right. I'm third
and
now.
it feels like I'm third in the lineup.
I saw that. Yeah.
Definitely a tough topic, and I think he handled it well. I like the tempo of the song makes the lyrics a little more digestible to me,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I feel like if it was a slow ballad the entire time, it'd be a little harder. The next one is called Strawberry Wine.
Is this a cover of
It is not.
Deanne Carter?
Dina Carter.
Dina Carter?
It is
I
not
wish
a
it was.
cover.
That's a great song.
It would be a nice cover.
Darling, speak to me, but don't you say a word. Light a cigarette, I'll watch it as it burns. Remember telling me that you thought you were cursed. I'm in love with every song you've ever heard. If I could lose you, I would. We buried your bones in blood. I said love is fast asleep on a dirt road with your head on my shoulder now. Strawberry wine and all the time we used to have. Those things
Tempo
I
change.
missed, but no, I'm never coming back. For you, darling. For you. No thing defines a man like love that makes him soft and sentimental, like a stranger in the park. For a few moments I see you. If I was empty space and you were a formless shape, we fit. Love each little runway, and every time I run straight over it.
I think that guitar part could be totally a Bon Iver
Mm-hmm.
song. In a good way.
This song's more like a poem. The chorus never repeats.
Mm.
It's
I
much
catch that.
different than a lot of his previous songs.
Not a usual song structure.
Most definitely. More free-flowing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a quote from him where he talks about the creation of this song. He said, "Strawberry wine started when I heard my granddad talk about cremating his father. They walked the ashes into a town in Wyoming up a big mountain where his dad always wanted to go. And I thought of that as a really incredible act of love." I think he's
Okay.
just speaking on what love means to him.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is I kind of noticed at the end there, it almost sounded like footsteps. There was like a beat, a steady beat there at the
I'm
end.
walking up the mountain.
It almost, yeah, it kind of reminded me of that. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I heard that and I was like,
Always
oh, it could
intentional.
be. Definitely like the ooze and just,
Yeah,
it was like
it
a
was a
steady
nice-
pace of like a song you're listening to as you're sending someone off.
Yeah, it was a nice contemplative ending there. Just kind of slowly fades out too.
Yeah.
With the ooze.
Again, kind of lets you sit with the lyrics a little bit and digest them.
Yeah, definitely seemed very personal and close to him.
The next song is called Growing Sideways.
So I took my medication and I poured my trauma out on some sad-eyed middle-aged man's overpriced new leather couch, and we argued
Sitting a lot in that
about
one line there.
Jesus. Finally found some middle ground, said I'm cured. But I ignore things and I move sideways.
I love those oohs.
What I felt in the first place.
Yeah, they're nice.
End of the day, I know there are worse ways to stay alive. 'Cause everyone's growing and everyone's healthy. I'm terrified that I might never have met me. Oh, if my engine works perfect on empty, I guess I'll drive. I guess I'll drive. I forgot my medication, fell into a manic high. Spent my savings at a Lulu. Now I'm suffering in style. Why is pain so damn
Lulu.
impatient? Like it's
Lululemon.
got a place to be, keeps rushing me. But I ignore things and I move sideways till I forget what I felt in the first place. At the end of the day, Lord knows there are worse ways to stay alive. 'Cause everyone's growing and everyone's healthy. I'm terrified that I might never have met me. Oh, if my engine works perfect on empty, I guess I'll try. I guess I'll try.
It's my favorite lyric from the song.
Yeah.
And so many have related to that lyric.
I guess I'll drive.
If
Guess
my
I'll
engine
push-
works perfect on empty,
Yeah.
I guess I'll drive.
Push forward, even though.
Yeah, even though you've got not much left to give or just mentally you're completely drained.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a very raw and personal song to him.
For sure.
And it starts out with very specific details. And it's interesting because of such specific details, yet so many have related to this. So he struggled with antidepressants for a while they made him happier and they worked effectively in that regard. He said he felt dulled creatively. And when you're a creative, that's the worst
Exactly.
thing, especially when your job depends on it.
Right. You need to feel emotions.
Right. And so he said growing sideways kind of comes from, he was talking with his therapist, but he wasn't really opening up or telling him anything. He was putting on performance. So he was staying stagnant because
Wasting
he wasn't,
money.
right, just wasting money. And that's kind of where the song stems from. And then also, so then he stops taking them. And he said, true story, he did have a manic episode and bought a bunch of stuff. He was definitely struggling with trying to find that right balance of what he needed. And I
Yeah,
think a
I mean,
lot
that's
of
hard.
people struggle with that.
Totally. Yeah, that's a struggle. Yeah, definitely personal. And there was a lot of powerful lines in that.
I ignore things and I move sideways till I forget what I felt in the first place. But then he's like, because everyone's growing and everyone's healthy. You know, there are worse ways to stay alive. But your feelings are valid. And
Totally.
just because, you know, you really have no reason to be depressed doesn't mean that it's not okay to be depressed.
I mean, that's what I think makes depression harder for people.
Right.
I think a lot of people judge like famous people and rich people for being depressed. Like, you got everything. And like,
Right.
but that's what makes them even more depressed. Like all their life, they're like, if I get this next thing, that'll cure me. If I get the next thing, and then they get it all and they realize, wait a minute. Very powerful personal song there.
And so many have connected to it. The next one is called Halloween.
I'm sailing away to a place I'm afraid of. The dawn isn't here, the sun hasn't rose. I drink till I drown and I smoke till I'm burning. Your hands are all over my scent. Collect every dream in these old empty pockets and hope that I'll need them someday. The ash of the home that I started the fire in starts to return to the earth. I'm leaving this town and I'm changing my address. I know that you'll come if you want. It's not Halloween, but the ghost you dressed up as sure knows how to haunt. Yes, it knows how to haunt. I'm losing myself in the tiniest objects. I'm seeing my life on a screen. I'm hearing your voice in a strange.
It's the first time we hear strings on this.
Such subtle accents.
But the wreckage of you, I no longer reside in the bridge.
Those multi-layered harmonizing vocals.
Mm-hmm.
In the ash of the home that I started the fire, it starts to return to clear. It's not Halloween, but the ghost is dressed up as your nose had a haunt, yeah, you know how to haunt. I know that you fear that I'm wicked and weary. I know that you fear in the end. But I only tell the truth when I'm sure that I'm lying. So I'm setting sail once again.
I forget who he's talking about on that.
To me, it's like he's being haunted by a past relationship.
Okay.
Haunted by the ghost of a person that he used to know.
Yeah, I'm hearing your voice in a strange foreign language. Learned how to speak, but the wreckage of you I no longer reside in. Yeah. Interesting to tie Halloween into that. Beginning of stick season.
I mean, I was thinking, yeah, the haunting and the ghost. And definitely you feel and hear that haunting sound in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Even from like the O's or whatever that's in the background.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Definitely seems like he's ready to move on.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you'll come if you want.
I was trying to figure out one of those
I'm
last
setting
lines.
sail once again.
Yeah, that's a good line. But I only tell the truth when I'm sure that I'm lying. Trying to figure that one out. Know
Yeah, that one puzzles me as well. If you guys know, give us a heads up in the comments.
Probably obvious.
It probably is. Probably thinking about it way too hard.
I like that one. Is it first time we heard the strings, right?
Yeah, I think.
Like a fiddle or something in there.
It was very subtle in the background. It amped up a little bit towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm loving. I like just the subtle accents here and there. It really adds to these songs.
Very well done.
It definitely feels like him and Gabe Simon worked closely with each other.
Definitely.
It really makes the songs cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is called Homesick.
2 months since you got back, how have you been and are you bored yet? The weather ain't been bad if you're into masochistic bullshit. Every photograph that's taken here is from the summer. Some guy won Olympic gold 8 years ago, a distance runner. And that makes a lot of sense. This place is such great motivation for anyone trying to move the fuck away from hibernation. You.
Okay.
I love that yoo-hoo.
Well, I'm tired of dirt roads named after high school friends, grandfathers.
I love that line.
Still don't know they caught the Boston bombers. Time moves so damn slow, I swear I feel my organs failing. I stopped caring about a month ago, since then it's been smooth sailing. I would leave if only I could find a reason. I mean, because I grew up in New England.
Love the drums with that.
Yeah.
Dreams, but I can't make
Definitely more rock here.
myself believe.
Yes.
Spend the rest of my life with what could have been. And I will die in the house that I grew up in. I'm homesick. I'm homesick. I'm homesick.
Sick.
I'm homesick.
No cymbals crashing again.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one.
That was cool.
It's definitely one of my favorites. I think that rock edge to it
Yeah.
is nice.
Brings it up a notch. I feel like
Totally.
they probably definitely have to do that one in concert every time they play just to
Oh
bring
yeah,
the energy up.
for sure.
Just trying to figure out. I'm homesick.
So he's talking about two different kinds of homesick here. Like the traditional that we all know, homesick, but then also just being sick of your hometown, just sick of it. And he talks about that through much of it.
That's why I was kind of confused because
a lot of resentment for some things.
I was gonna say, it wasn't like speaking highly of his
I'm tired
hometown.
of dirt roads named after high school friend's grandpa. That's my favorite lyric.
There's a lot of lines that made me laugh in this one.
And how they hold on to like one great thing that happened from a person in that town. Someone guy won Olympic gold.
I like that. And every photograph that's taken here is from the summer.
Yeah, right.
Nobody takes it during the winter here.
There's so many great lines in this one. And the way he delivers them is really nice too.
Yep.
It just brings me in. And once again, I'm mean because I grew up in New England, which is kind of how Northern attitude is.
That started out.
I really like that one a lot.
Yeah. That was a good change of pace there.
The next one is called Still.
I don't wanna say goodbye. It only falls into place when you're falling to pieces. You find love that lasts a while till you lose the reason, saying, God, I'm alive, but the whole place is quiet. And there's something that you can't place.
This kind of is what reminds me a little bit of Ed Sheeran.
Don't know whether you want a place in the coast of the country. Can't stay here, it's hard to face, and it feels too ugly later.
Talk singing, does Ed do that?
I feel like he does.
It's like I'm still here with you. It's like I'm still here with you.
I feel like because Ed like raps a lot.
That's what I'm. Because and that's kind of what he's known for.
Yeah, it just does seem more like talking, but I can see that now.
Down on myself like a patient in surgery, and I used to watch my mother move.
Just there's not a lot of rhyming with it.
It's a bottomless hole I found out here with a trace of no one. With a past box of photos, I ripped myself open. I'm in bed and I'm wondering if I'm callous but hoping. Can I fix what is broken? It's like I'm still here with you. It's like I'm still here with you. I don't wanna say goodbye.
Nice hook.
When he hits those higher notes, it sounds so good.
He's got a good, interesting voice. Very unique.
It is.
Nice section there.
It only falls into place when you're falling to pieces. You find love that lasts a while, then you lose the reason. You say, God, I'm alive, but the whole place is quiet. You miss something that you can't place, but you can't deny it.
You said one of the songs earlier was more like poem structure. I feel like this is more poem just in the way those lines are, but there was
it is like reading a poem for sure.
Just because there wasn't, like I said, there wasn't a lot of rhyming with those verse lines that he was talking.
Mm-hmm.
But he still made it work, so it sounds good.
Most definitely.
Which is hard to do.
Yeah, really good delivery. Very reflective, kind of feeling a little lost and needing closure.
I really liked the line that kept repeating, I don't want to say goodbye. The melody of that was really nice.
Oh, yeah. The melody and then instrumentation reinforced the sadness and the longing.
Mm-hmm.
Another soft, quiet song. That leads us to the last one, The View Between Villages.
Air in my lungs till the road begins. And I'm split in the road down the middle. For a minute the world seems so simple. I am not scared of death. I've got dreams again. It's just me in the curve of the valley.
Nice vocals.
Mm-hmm.
And there is me.
This one definitely reminded me of Bon Iver the most.
Yeah. Is that higher
Yes.
head voice? Okay.
Past Algebrook Road, I'm over the bridge. A minute from home, but I feel so far from it. The depth of my dog, the stretch of my skin, it's all washing over me. I'm angry again. The things that I lost here, the people I knew, they got me surrounded for a mile or two. The car's in reverse, I'm gripping the wheel. I'm back between villages and everything's still.
I love a good organ. I like that it ended on more of a hopeful note there. It seemed like he was
I do too.
leaving his town behind, just on the road, chasing his dreams. He said something about dreams.
But then at the end, he says, the car's in reverse.
Yeah.
I'm gripping the wheel. I'm back between villages and everything's still.
I feel like that's him fighting his own self. in a way.
Again, I think it goes back to that love-hate relationship with his hometown. I like, he says, the things that I lost here, the people I knew, they got me surrounded for a mile or two. So it seems like, you know, his home, his village of people that have him and are there for him if he needs them. And I think that's what's so comforting about home, that small town vibe, that everyone is there for you. Everyone's got your back.
That would make sense with the cars in reverse. I'm gripping the wheel. It's more like whenever he left town, if he felt lonely or something, they knew he could always come back.
Right.
Type thing.
I think it's him thinking, you know, maybe it's not so bad there.
Yeah.
I think it's contemplative and it's a good closer.
Yeah. No, I love that build up was awesome. And that kind of crescendo there. But then, yeah, it did leave a little bit of eeriness at the end with the way it ended there with the organ. So I could see that maybe being the contemplativeness of the last part we were talking about, cars in reverse and all that.
Yeah.
Really cool. Like, this generally isn't my style of music that I would turn on, but it was definitely very intriguing, and I did like a lot of the songs from it.
I love that folk pop and folk music has kind of found its place here. It's been a lot of pop, a lot of electronic, a lot of synth sounding music. So this is really like a breath of fresh air for me. I really enjoyed it. And I'm surprised to hear you say that it's not your favorite because you listen to Bon Iver a lot.
But that self-titled album captured me, but I like more of his newer stuff, which is more experimental.
And I feel like Evermore and Folklore are very folk pop too. And you
I think
can't stop playing those albums.
Just me personally, I think my biggest gripe is just like the banjo and mandolin. I don't know.
Oh, I love that because you just don't hear it all that often. And like it wasn't like overdone or anything. Like I said, a lot of it was just accents to the lyrics, and that's something I really enjoy. I just feel like they work so well together, the instrumentation and the lyrics.
Totally agree. I believe, the production definitely accentuated the lyrics, like you're saying. And I like the cohesion between it, mostly being just him and Gabe Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it is what I'm getting at. I'm just trying to say like that
Yeah.
this isn't something like I know I'd heard that I guess Stick Season. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then it definitely did grow on me. So I think this will as well.
All the use of string instruments from the guitar, the banjo, the mandolin, and even I think we hear some violins there. I love it.
There's a lot of sick acoustic layering of guitars.
Yes. I want to read a quote by him when he was talking about the lyrics and the writing. He said, "I don't know how other people experience life. Maybe I'm just overblowing it, but I definitely feel like I'm always thinking about poetry and things and the meaning of things and how I fit. My thought process becomes my songs, and my songs really are just who I am." And I get that a lot. I feel like I'm always searching for the meaning and why things happen the way they do. And I'm about that. And I like how when he's contemplating that, he puts it on paper and makes poetry. I love that.
That's what, artists got to do. So there's a lot more of this.
Let us know if you'd like us to listen to the Forever edition with the duets and featured artists.
Yep.
But for now, we're going to be listening to the We'll All Be Here Forever edition with some bonus songs. So if you want to check that out, head on over to Patreon.
Yep, we appreciate your support over there.
We really, really do.
We like to give a little something extra to our supporters. So link in the description. That's nice.
Ride like Paul Revere in a windy. Oh, dear, don't be. Then you gotta go far. Surrounded for a mile or two.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. We really appreciate you guys.
Yep, catch you guys in the next one.
Later.